So I mentioned in the previous video that we would cover remote commands. But what exactly is a remote command? Well, what's important to know is at the very lowest level, all communication done between your PC and the CTS3 is accomplished using ASCII strings, which are formatted in such a way that we call them remote commands. Now, whether you're using USB or you're using an Ethernet connection to connect to the CTS3, this process is the same. So what happens is MPULib takes the function call that you give it with the parameters that you give it, converts those into an ASCII string, which is a remote command, sends that remote command over your connection to the CTS3. The CTS3 takes the information, processes the command, and sends back a response. Both the remote command that is sent to the CTS3 and sent back are formatted in the way that which is described here in the API. So let's take a simple example such as request A. We can see here the remote command is rec A, so we have the ASCII string REQA, and then we send it a number here, which in this case is 0. CTS3 receives that information, executes a request A, gets the response from the card, converts that response into an ASCII string, and this is the response. So we'll get an error code. So typically, if this works correctly, the error code would be 0, and we would also receive an ASCII string representing the ATQA. Now, if you go up here looking at the function call, you'll see that when we send this command to MPULib, we pass in our coupler number. So here we would pass in 0, as you can see here in the parameters. And we would give it a pointer, which we tell MPULib, take the result you get from the CTS3, put it in this pointer. And if you recall back in the example, we printed that value to the screen. Now, every single function call that is available in MPULib will have a corresponding remote command. And you can look these up in the documentation for every single function call. These can be very helpful for things like debugging and low-level interrogation of the communication if you wish to know what's happened at the very lowest level.